So just how do you put a narcissistic person in their place? Narcissistic people are those who are characterized with traits such as a sense of entitlement, exploitative behavior, a lack of empathy, arrogance, a belief they are special, always thinking that they are in the right and you are in the wrong. And they can be some of the most frustrating people to deal with because they just don't get it. And those who do get it enjoy causing you pain. You can inform a narcissistic person about some events, and later down the line they come at you with their own twisted version of those events to suit their narrative, as though they knew the information before you did, conveniently forgetting that you are the one that told them. And when they've got the story all mixed up to suit their superior narrative, and you let them have their say, and then you say, hang on a minute, it was like this, and they interrupt you. So you say, hang on a minute, you've just interrupted me. It wasn't like that, it was like this. And then you tell them what it was like, the same story you told them in the first place, where they got the information from. They then proceed back to their version of reality and start to tell you again. And as soon as you say, you've already told me this, that's not how it happened, they then accuse you of being the one that's interrupting them, and then walk off in a huff. They start attacking your tone of voice, questioning, who are you speaking to like that? Because they want reality to go in their way. And whenever it isn't, they're going to go all out to make you feel like you're the one with the problem. They are some of the most negative people you could ever meet. They always have that sort of toxic attitude. They're always wishing badly on other people. And if you try to point it out, they get incredibly offended. So the best ways to put a narcissist in their place is firstly to recognize the game they are playing and no longer play. Yes, we can all have our own egos, so to speak. When you've told a narcissistic person something and they come at you like they found out from elsewhere with a completely different story, and you get into that battle of wits with them, you can want to get into that battle of wits with them and prove the original story, where sometimes you're just better off thinking whatever's coming off in your head and just saying, yeah, okay, and letting them go and think whatever they want while you know your truth. You don't have to take it part in every argument you're invited to. So recognise the games they're playing. If they're gaslighting you, recognise they've gone into defensive mode and they're trying to gaslight me because they don't want to take responsibility. If they're blame shifting, they're shifting the blame because they don't want to take responsibility. If they're triangulating, they're trying to provoke jealousy within me. They're trying to isolate me from people. If they're projecting, are these really my insecurities or are they their insecurities? Whatever game they're playing, recognise the game, don't play. Kind of just say, okay, and find a safe way out of the conversation. Do not take responsibility for the things you are not responsible for. Don't take responsibility for their behaviour. And when they're accusing you of doing the things they've done to you, do not take responsibility for that. You can't directly pass responsibility back to them. They take offence to it. Pass responsibility in your own head. Only take responsibility for your own actions, your own behaviour, your own words. And if someone is hell-bent on bringing the worst out in you, you need to find a way to stay away from that person. They do not have your best interests at heart. They have their own. Don't attack back. Sometimes, yes, it can feel really good to attack back. Get one over on them. They get you into that place, and it is human nature. However, a narcissist will usually find a way to get you back, and as they lack empathy, there's no low they won't go. Usually because you do have that empathy, there's a point where you would stop. Also, when it comes to attacking back, narcissistic people kind of get that smugness that they've got you. Yes, some narcissistic people are very offended by criticism. Others, that criticism just doesn't go in. They've got like a protective barrier up and they just project it straight back to you. So try and avoid attacking back, because that's feeding their ego. It's giving them the attention. They just twist it into their own narrative that, oh, you must care, otherwise you wouldn't be saying these things to me. Or they pass the attack on somebody else. Why are you speaking about so and so like that? Don't try to one up them. Again, human nature, when somebody treats you the way a narcissist does, it can be very tempting to try and one up them. We have to resist temptation, resist the urge to one up them, because again, they lack empathy. So if they discover you've one up them, this is going to scorn them, and they are going to seek to punish you, to take revenge on you, and then you're still entangled into those games. You're best off just leaving them to it, and in one sense one-upping them by walking away from them, by not informing them of what you're up to, so they can't twist it anymore onto their own narrative that suits them, so that they can't attack what you're doing, so they can't put you down, so they can't mock you. And yes, they're going to be offended that you're no longer informing them about your life, and that's their own doing. You can't tell them that, because it's not going to go in. It doesn't matter what they think about you. It matters about protecting yourself. Don't explain yourself to them. Narcissistic people hear you very well, the bits they want to use against you. They're not listening to you. They lack the empathy to care. So don't explain yourself to them, because they will cherry pick the information they can use to attack you, so you feel ashamed, so you feel humiliated. They're very good at twisting words. A narcissist will hear things you didn't even say and forget the things that you did. Don't justify or excuse their behaviour. Yes, we can all make mistakes. Those people who make a mistake and take responsibility, feel remorseful, and don't repeat, is somebody who made a genuine error in judgment. We can excuse that they didn't know any better and now they've learned. With a narcissistic person, once they've earned your forgiveness, they will do it time and time again. Abuse is abuse. There is no excuse. It's very difficult. However, you've got to no longer take their personal attacks personally. A narcissist will go after the things you care about the most. It is intentional, as these are the things you will most passionately defend. So no longer take their personal attacks personally. They're using them to wind you up, to get you going, to get you frustrated, to get you to justify and explain yourself to them, to get you to take responsibility for the things that you are not responsible for, to hook you into their games. Don't stop doing the things that you enjoy. Now, you have to be careful if you live with a narcissistic person, because they're going to take offense to this. They stop you from doing the things that you enjoy, so you lose that sense of who you are. You lose your passion and your desire for life. So don't stop doing the things you enjoy. Just do them safely, and if it's all possible, where the narcissist knows nothing about your new life or what you are doing. And if it's all possible, when it comes to a narcissistic person, go no contact. It's not an easy choice. We can worry about what other people can think of us. We can worry about whether we're making the right decision. We can worry whether it is actually us that is the problem. We can feel very guilty walking away from those who raised us, even if they raised us horrifically, from partners, from people we share children with, in which case it's usually limited contact and grey rock. However, if it's all possible, if you can go no contact with a narcissist, that is the best course of action, to put them in their place, because they no longer have any access to your life, and you are just supplied to a narcissist. So the best way to put them in their place is to cut off their supply. Some will double down and escalate their behaviour to try and get what they want from you. Others will go into hibernation and fall silent on you. Either way, they're going to blame you. They can blame whoever they want. Who they want to blame is none of your business. What is your business is how you are going to safely get away from them and start living life for you, doing the things that make you happy. If anyone has any thoughts on this video or anything that helped them put a narcissistic person in their place, please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support of the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you are looking for further help and support in understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, I do have several online guides available, and those teachable links are in the video description. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp, and their sponsored link is also in the video description. I do also have a couple of books out on Amazon, a Narcissists Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse, and 15 rules to deal with narcissistic people if you're unable to go no contact. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.